But it's my passion to share my experience with the people so that people can know more about the coffee. Yes. So what you can see coffee plants, and these are shrubs. They can grow up to 15 to 25 feet. But if we let it grow, what happens? The harvesting becomes hard because we'll be having the same number of branches if they grow taller, but even the crop will be same. So during the cultivation practice, what people did, they just cut off the main stem to 2.5 to 3 feet so that the plants become bushy. So you can see all the plants, so they're very dense and they become so bushy, and we get the same crop from the bushes. And one more thing, we have more than 104 species of coffee plants in the world. 104 species of coffee plants, and out of them we consume only two. One is Arabica and second one is the Robusta.
Second row.
We don't lose much to the birds, but even if they come, what they do, we can see here, a bird is bitten here. Yes. So birds, what they do, they just eat the pulp.
There is no pulp as such inside.
No, actually very little. And the skin is more thick. Skin is more thick, and we have the seeds. Actually, what we need in the coffee is the seeds.
Seeds, yeah.
The more dense the seed is, the more aroma we develop. Yes. So even so, you can see in our plantation also. Here we have these plants are more exposed to the sunlight. So that's why they got ripened early. And if you can see there, they're all still green, and they take nearly 1 more month to get ripened. So during that period, what happens? The seeds will have more time to develop. They absorb more nutrition, and they become very dense. So if the seeds are, if the beans, coffee seeds, or so we have, don't get confused. Seeds are also called beans.
Yeah.
In coffee, we call
So
it,
when do we pluck it when it becomes fully red?
Yes. So you can see these berries, so which are completely red, we can harvest. So we harvest only the red berries.
Then we
And now-
dry it
Yes.
in sun.
So yes, we usually dry it in the sunlight, and if there is any
Climate,
sunlight,
weather.
and if there is any cloud, then actually we have to
Dryer.
dryer. But whatever we doing in the coffee plantation is everything natural. You can see we don't irrigate for the coffee arabicas, and even the second thing, only the manuring.
Water them.
No. Actually, we are dependent on rainfall itself. Yes. So we'll be getting enough rainfall every year, but this year we have
What yesterday
shortage.
we saw they were plucking the green as well along with this.
Yes, actually that's not good. And that
And
doesn't
they
give
said
you
they sell separately,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
lower quality or something.
Yes, that's second quality. But actually, what happens if the green ones, they become astringent when the coffee beans are roasted, and even if we leave it to overripe, what happens? The pectins will get will be decomposed, and they become sugars, and once again there will be fermentation. So you get winey notes in the coffee. So that's why always we should harvest the red berries, and that takes nearly 3 to 4 rounds of harvesting. So you can see, just if you look at this, we can pluck only these fruits. They take some more time to ripen. Yes. So when they are ripen, in second round we'll harvest those, and third round, and so forth. So
How many
maybe
days
3 to 4 rounds.
approximately?
Yes, ma'am.
How many days in between?
So it nearly takes 1 month to harvest. Usually that is the
No.
time.
Once it becomes yellow, then again to become red, around 1 week.
So yes, 1 week. So that is the harvesting, and after harvesting, we can dry them as a whole fruit, or we can deep up the fruit also. Like so, you can see here, we can take out the skin, and it will be washed with water to take away all the pulp, and that is called wash coffee.
Oh.
So this is the seeds. These are the 2 seeds. So it's a dicot plant. We have 2 seeds, and when we harvest these fruits, we can do this method also, because I don't know why in India we have the wash coffees, the deep pulp coffees are the most popular. So what we do, we don't dry along with the fruit. along with
But
the skin.
each and every seed is to be.
No, that will be done mechanical.
Oh.
No, so that we have a
Machines.
huge machine,
Machine.
so that'll be done.
Mechanical.
It's not, yeah, it cannot be done
that's
manually. Only harvesting is the manual thing. Yes, yes. So it contains a little pulp, and actually what we do, it will be fermented for one night, and thereafter what happens due to fermentation?
water.
Yeah. So if you just immerse these seeds, immerse it in the drum of water or in the tank containing water, we'll be having the fermentation. So mild fermentation in water, and thereby actually it becomes loosened, and so everything will get dissolved in the water.
And you will get purely in the beans.
Yeah, so we'll get it washed, and so that is what is called wash coffee, and that is called parchment coffee. So if you're familiar with the different coffees, people say cherry coffee, parchment coffee, those are the most popular things. And cherry coffees will have fruity notes. So when the coffee beans are roasted, they will have fruits like flavor. But when we when we dry it in this form, this will be having flavors of roasted nuts. Yes. So in India, we have this process. We just wash it, and after washing, we'll dry it, and that takes only 6 days. So we need not have a very bright sunlight also. Even a little cloudy weather will also do, because we'll be harvesting coffees usually in the month of November and December, and usually sometimes we may be having the cloudy weather. So maybe because of that reason, most of the planters in India will go for the washing of the depulping the coffees and washing the coffee seeds. So that is how it is done, and after that it will be dried for 6 days, 5 to 6 days. After drying, it goes to the market. So the traders will buy those coffee seeds, and thereafter grading will occur. So after grading, it can be exported or even
On what basis
local
it is
consumption.
graded?
But they roast it, no? Something they roast.
No, actually roasting is the last process.
Okay.
So it's just like cooking.
So,
So
they
it's,
just buy the
so
seeds.
so you can imagine.
roast it.
Sorry.
Wholesalers roast it.
No. Actually, what we do. So imagine this is something like paddy. So it goes to the market. So the traders. So what they do, they will make it. They will take out the husk, and they'll make the rice. And rice will come to your local store. And
Yeah, I
from
think
there
they get from you also
Yeah.
bulk. In bulk.
From the local traders, you take home the rice, and whenever you want, you cook it. So it's somewhat like this, but only thing is you don't roast the coffee beans at home, but it will be done by the roasters, and immediately after roasting the coffee beans, it should go to the users. So it shouldn't take much time, because all the aromatic compounds that are developed inside the coffee beans will be volatile, so we cannot have a very long shelf life. So it should be consumed as soon as possible.
But usually we take coffee powder, so they roast it and they make it powder. And
Yeah,
then
it
they
should
sell.
be. It should be done, and it should reach the customer as soon as possible.
So
Because
a
something
coffee
is
has
something
expiry
like
date.
it's cooked.
Coffee has expiry date. That means
Yes, ma'am. Actually,
Even tea has.
no. Actually, no. Tea can be. Yeah,
Tea
we can.
can be.
So if we keep it for longer, it becomes more aromatic.
Normal.
Yes, it becomes more strong. But
Coffee is vice versa.
you're saying that.
Yeah.
no, that is because of moisture and fungus. But that is a different thing.
Okay.
If we keep it out of the moisture, if it's
Tea will remain for long.
dry, yes, tea will be. Actually, people say, but I'm not much into the tea. But people say the older the tea becomes, it becomes
More
more
aroma.
stronger, more aromatic.
Like wine.
Yes.
But how much time it takes from flowering to the what you pluck? Months.
So 9 to 10 months, ma'am. From flower up to the ripening of
yeah,
fruits.
that's
So
what
so we have here, and we'll be harvesting by. So harvesting will be finished by month of December, and after that we'll be having 2 months of respite. So they don't bear any fruits or anything, and they just rest. And because we won't be
just
having
to grow.
we won't be having any rainfall also. But when we get a good rainfall around at least 1 inch, so maybe in the month of February or March, or even if we get it in the June also after harvesting, the blossom will start. But actually we should not get the rainfall at least for 2 months. January and February we should not get.
harvesting.
After
Yeah,
नहीं,
no,
नहीं,
after
हाँ,
harvest,
blow.
they should rest for 7
Rest
days.
for
Yes, yes. So after that,
But you don't need to spray any fertilizers or
yes, yes.
pesticides.
So they are
You
required.
have to?
They are
required.
required. And but actually, these contain caffeine.
Hmm.
So caffeine is self-defense mechanism produced by the plants to defend themselves
Defend
from the
themselves.
pests. But even though there are pests which can even kill the whole
Yeah.
plant also, especially the Arabicas are more sensitive,
Typically kind of-
and Robustas actually they are more resistant to the pests.
Okay. Not
So Robustas contain highest caffeine. So if you by weight, Robusta contains 2% of caffeine by weight, and Arabicas contain 1% of caffeine by weight. If you take 10 grams of roasted coffee beans or roasted coffee beans which is powdered, you can make 1 cup of coffee. So it will be containing.
usually
If you
where
take
it-
1% of caffeine out of that, that comes to 100 milligrams.
where it is grown, this Robusta.
So Robustas actually are grown at lower altitudes.
So this food can all. you
Yeah, yeah.
have-
So they are in lower altitude, so they have more of robustas. And here in Chikmagalur, so even we have in Balehonu, Sringeri, there actually which are located at the lower altitudes, they can
मतलब
because
ये नेस्कैफे ब्रू वगैरह वो अरेबिका का होता है कि रोबस्टा?
मिक्स है वो
no actually so there also two things come. One is the spray dried instant coffee, another one is the freeze dried instant coffee. So spray dried is the cheaper version, and the freeze dried is the expensive one. So spray dried is almost what we get like everywhere, 2 rupees sachet, 5 rupees, and so
Nescafe brew. and-
yeah. So I don't know.
You don't want to take it.
yeah.
We are taking it.
Yes.
You are a student of agriculture?
And
You are a student of agriculture or botany or anything like that? कि just out
I'm
of
student of life. I want to study life. That's all. Yes. So yes, I'm so much passionate about. No. The life. How we are, why are we like this? So many questions. I'll be try to find out the answers, but I'm not getting it.
We'll get it, don't worry.
What about all these tall trees?
Yes, sir. So I told you these Arabicas require a temperature range of 15 to 25 degrees. So you can
so
see that tree. That is, we don't have the creeper there. So that is called silver oak tree.
This one.
Yeah.
yeah. I told you ഞാൻ പറഞ്ഞില്ലേ silver oak.
Yeah. So all these are same
White
silver
rock,
oak,
silver
but
oak.
you may get confused. This is creeper.
Creeper.
Yes. So that is the bay tree. And you can see the tree, it is simply growing vertically and it doesn't have thick horizontal branches. So that is convenient for us because we have to supply temperature as well as the sunlight for the coffee plants. So these require sunlight for the photosynthesis, and so at the same time we have to maintain the temperature.
Cool
also.
temperature.
So these trees help us in a very good manner. So here what we do, we can prune the branches very easily. They are very thin, so it can be it can be pruned, and we can allow sunlight as much as possible. So we'll be having partial shade as well as sunlight. So that is how we can balance the temperature inside and as well as the sunlight required for the coffee plants. So that is, and we have these black pepper vines. So this is second crop. They don't have to do anything with the coffee. So this is second crop along with the.
This
so
is
they
also
are,
dried directly in sun and it is used. The papers.
yeah, drying.
Huh?
Yeah, sun dried one.
That's
So this takes only 3 days to dry.
No, but
Yeah.
question is that it's a creeper. It's going up and up.
Yes,
So how you harvest while?
Yes, by climbing. We have to climb, and
Oh.
yes, we cannot bring down the.
I know, but
vines.
means you have that much of what do you say to climb?
Ladder.
Yeah,
They
with
use
ladder.
ladder.
With ladder, people will climb, and so all the spikes are
Spikes
plucked
are
individually,
your oaks are there sturdy.
and so we will decon it. So
Okay.
cons are separated by the spike from the spike.
So this
and
will
it
be also
dried.
with hands only.
Yes. Sir. So
Human.
everything
Human
is manual.
resources.
Yes, we need a lot
ये
of-
बंसी ना यही आता है
Yes, ma'am.
एक ही बार साल में?
Yes, even coffees also. And these coffees start yielding the fruits after 1 year, and so they live more than 20 to 30 years. And even there are some plant varieties which are more than 100 years also. So that is the lifespan.
Life is 100 years maximum. Yeah,
No, depending on the variety. So we have more than 124 varieties of Arabica coffee. So just
black
like
pepper ka fresh lot, which month it comes in the market?
usually in the month of March or April, we'll be having the harvesting.
Harvested.
So thereafter, actually immediately after drying it, it can go to the market.
So all are black pepper, not the white pepper.
Black pepper is actually when the black pepper, so you can see the green ones,
yeah.
when they ripe, they turn to red.
Okay.
So they'll also turn to red. But when we see one or two ripened corns in a tree, in a vine, we start harvesting. So if it becomes red, what happens? We'll be losing the skin. The skin will be loose, and they will be the planters will lose some weight. So that's why what we do, we will harvest when the when the corns turn red. When we find one or two,
So
and
you
even
start
we can actually what we want is the core inside. If the core is hard, we can just prick it and see. If the core is hard, then it is ready to be harvested. So we have the
No, what
mark
I'm
line
saying,
like yes. Ma'am.
we get sometimes white colored black pepper.
Yeah. So white is nothing but actually that is the real process. So there is the alternative process also, which is yes commercial. But in the so the ripened corns, no? Ripened corns they'll be having loose skin. And if you just wipe them, if you just soak it in water for some time, maybe 1 or 2 days, and if you just rub it on a floor, rough floor, so the skin will be lost, and we get the white core. But usually that is not the thing.
Correct.
In the commercial scale, it's not possible because that become expensive.
So,
So what
black,
they do?
Black pepper is better, no, rather than white pepper.
Black pepper actually, white pepper is a little milder because it is ripened and it will be milder. And so I've seen many people. So if they want to use it for small babies, they go for the white pepper.
And so the green one becomes black and red one becomes white.
Yeah. So actually, it need not be. Even I'll show you them. I have it everything.
So you can.
थोड़ा पेपर भी दिखते हैं
Yes.
This